You've probably been told that the only way to reach your dream physique is through discipline, through pushing hard, no pain, no gain, and just to get it done. And don't worry about your feelings, just push hard as you freaking can. And that's the only way to succeed. That's the only way to reach your dream physique, right? And I wouldn't blame you, because I fell for the same trap. And the reason why is because as women, the way that we've been brought up and the way that we've been conditioned to see discipline is through external regulation. If you think about our past experiences with uni, with school, with doing our homework, it all started in school, right? And that's where we learned our discipline, because there was always somebody to report to. We always had these deadlines. We always had a consequence. We always had a person of authority to report to and who sets the targets for us, right? And when we don't meet them, what happened? We had consequences. Maybe we had detention. And that version of discipline that we created from school is now showing up when we're trying to reach our dream physique. So now when you're trying to snatch your waist, go to the gym, meal prep, get your steps in, you're operating from that same discipline that we were conditioned to create from a young age. But that kind of discipline is not going to work anymore, right? Because you're trying to tell yourself to push through. And we all know, as women, that kind of energy doesn't really work with us. We want to feel natural. We want to feel like we're in flow state when we're doing the things that we truly love. So by the end of this video, I'm going to teach you how to unlock your motivation on demand and use that power to your advantage whenever you need it, so you can always feel energized to do the things that you know you need to do to build your dream body, to snatch your waist and to grow your glutes and make it feel so freaking seamless by using motivation, because it does exist. And here's how we create and unlock it on demand. So number one, we have the momentum loop. Now, the momentum loop starts from creating a little bit of action for yourself, because I remember one time I used to be a personal trainer for 5 years at Pure Gym, and one of my clients came to me and she had booked for a session. She showed up, she turned up, and she said, "Sim, I'm feeling so tired today. I've got no motivation. I don't think I can do this session." And I looked at her and I was like, "You've already done that first step. You've showed up to the gym, you've shown up for yourself, and no matter what happens next, you're already here. You've done that hardest step." Because more often than not, we like to overthink the final outcome, right? We like to overthink the fact that, oh my gosh, I need to do a full session. I need to get 12,000 steps in for the day. And what that ends up doing is it creates a lot of stuff going on in our brain that it makes it difficult for us to follow through with it, because we're feeling stressed by all of these things that we need to do. And this is why when I became a psychologist and a personal trainer, I realized this is why these women that I used to see on the gym floor all the time never truly succeeded, because there was a missing part. They never truly succeeded because they were following a basic 8-week plan. They were downloading PDF workout programs. And the reason why that will never work is because once that plan goes away, once you're feeling a little bit tired, it's not going to work, because our motivation levels as women do go up and down every single day, right? Because they're triggered by so many things. And as I said, with my client, she met me, she came through the door, she wasn't feeling it, but she was there. She came through that door. What we did is I said, let's do one exercise. Let's just see how we feel, right? We started doing some squats, we started warming up, her energy started building up. Guess what? Her motivation started coming through. And I was like, okay, girl, you're doing it. You're here now, so we might as well do 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes went, we did a second exercise, did our third, did our fourth, did our fifth, we did our cool down, and then we were done, right? What you can see from that is that motivation, it didn't come first. That momentum of that tiny piece of getting your shoes on, walking out of the door, counting down from 3, driving to the gym, those things come first, because those things are very low/minimal effort things that you can implement without overthinking the final outcome. Because once you've done that, the next part will feel so much easier, like a domino effect, right? You throw one domino and the rest of the dominoes will follow. And this makes it so much easier to happen because your body will know what it needs to do next. You know those days when you're feeling so tired and you wake up and you just want to make a coffee, your eyes are half shut, but you walk yourself through the coffee machine, the kettle or whatever, you get the beans in, you fucking dial the shot, you get the milk, put it, like, it just happens automatically, right? So it's the same, we can apply the same principle of getting the things done that we need to do by creating and doing that first bit of momentum. Because when you have that coffee, you feel alive again, you feel like you're ready to take on the day, right? But the first step, you did that with your robe on, you did that with your eyes half shut, but you got it done and you made that coffee. And then you felt good because you built that momentum. And that little bit of momentum creates that feeling of motivation, creates that feeling of energy. And then from there, that all created the action. And that action, that full workout, those 12K steps ticked off, then turned into your dream physique. How freaking easy is that? Think about how you can apply this momentum loop in the things that you're putting off. And how can you make those things feel easier for you as well, right? So for example, keeping your shoes by your door. So when you're leaving, your brain's not overthinking exactly what you need to do because you've set yourself up for success to make that first momentum part feel seamless, feel easier to follow through. How can you implement this momentum loop? Maybe with your meal prep, maybe with eating healthier, maybe with getting your steps in or going to the gym. I would love to hear your thoughts about how you're going to apply this in the comments below. Next up, we have the state loop, right? As we've already described, motivation is a feeling, right? The same way that we have happiness, we have sadness, we have frustration, we've got anger, it falls into the same category, right? Now, I want you to think about a time when you were last feeling sad. And let's say, for example, when you're feeling sad, if you're like me, you're a little bit emotional and you like to listen to sad songs to, you know, just add to the vibe, you feel even sadder because what you've done is you've created an environment in your state where you're feeling sadder. And when you're feeling sadder, all the emotions that are connected to the sadness will come along with it, right? Like for example, if I'm feeling sad, I might also then feel a little bit angry. Maybe I'm listening to a song and I start thinking about, you know, past friendships or past things that have happened to me. And that sadness comes with maybe frustration. It might come with a little bit of guilt. It might come with a little bit of resentment. So all of those negative emotions associated with sadness will come through. So how can we now create that with a feeling of motivation? Because you can create motivation by changing your state, hence the state loop. Now, I've been working for myself and running my coaching business for the last nearly 7 years now, and I don't have a boss. I've only worked in part-time jobs. I've been training for over 10 years myself at the gym. And have I lost motivation to do the things I needed to do over the past 10 years? Probably yes. Have I lost the motivation and spark in my business before? Yeah. So how did I bring that back, and how do I always continue to lean into that motivation? Is by continuously choosing to change and upgrade my state. Because when you work for yourself, and the same way right now you're listening to this as a high level woman who is ready to take on her own standards, because you don't have a boss telling you that you need to train. You don't have anybody coming to save you. I don't have anybody coming to tell me to make this YouTube video for you, right? I'm doing this because I want to, and you're listening to this video and watching this video because you want to learn how to also be a self-led woman, right? So, and sometimes in your life, you might also have the opposite, where when you're trying to be healthier, when you're trying to get on your gym grind and you're trying to reach your dream physique, you've got friends telling you to stay up later. Oh, just have another drink, stop being so boring, stay out a little bit longer, you can go gym later, right? You've got all of these voices and all of these people telling you different things. So on the days where my motivation does feel low, I've got all these voices and I understand that I want to do something, I change my state, whether it's listening to my favorite song and make myself feel happier, then that will make me feel energized. And because those emotions and those feelings are in the same bracket as motivation, as those positive feelings, automatically I feel so freaking good about myself because I've created and changed my state, right? And it all starts, again, going back to the momentum loop, it connects together, because not only will it help you to build momentum, but you're changing your internal state to feel more energized, to feel better, to help make it, that momentum feel easier for you as well. And you can do this through things like visualization. You can do the state loop through things like dancing, listening to music, or things that take low effort but will have a massive compounding effect. And do these things every single morning. Again, the domino effect. You start your day off in such a positive way. How can you not feel good about yourself for the rest of the day, right? So start your day off with something that's going to change your state. Whether you want to feel motivated, whether you want to feel excited, whether you want to feel happy, it all comes into the same bracket. So pick one, 5 minutes in the morning, get it done, and watch your whole day transform. Now, when it comes to the state loop doesn't just get impacted by our internal feelings and emotions, because as I said, our state is internal and external, and our state can get triggered by internal things, whether what we're feeling or things or people or environments around us. So I want you to look at your micro external state. This is the place that you're doing your work. This is the place that you're training. This is your kitchen, your living room, and whether that has an impact on how motivated you are feeling, right? And I want you to look at your micro internal state as also the people that you talk to, the social media that you're following. Is it making you feel motivated, or every time you go on social media, are you feeling drained? Are you feeling angry? Are you feeling pissed off? Are you feeling, oh, what the fuck is she doing? Or all of these things. We want to make sure that we are following people. We are only bringing friends into our circle who operate at the same level as you, right? Like some of my friends, they don't necessarily train at the gym, but if I message them in the morning, my friends will be like, hey Sim, I'm going to be working on this project today. Or I'm doing this incredible incredible thing here. And how can you not feel pumped up by that, right? Because you can't create motivation from a place of your surroundings that are reinforcing the old version of you. For example, those same friends that might tell you to go and drink. Now, please do not go and cut all your friends off, but I just want to remind you that those things are super important in how you operate on a day-to-day basis, okay? Now, we have our external state, but on a macro level. As I said, I don't have anybody coming to save me, to tell me to do these things. But I know sometimes when I just need that little fire in my stomach to make shit happen, I put myself in rooms that expand me to do that, right? I go to these big business events to network with 7-8 figure women, because proximity and immersing yourself into these rooms, into these spaces with people who are operating at a bigger level than you, how can that not fire you up? How can that not give you motivation, right? And putting myself in these rooms that stretch me, I always walk away feeling so freaking energized, excited, and motivated. So think about how you can now implement these micro, macro, external state shifts in your life. Whether it's joining a gym that has a bit more of a community, so you have something to strive towards, because the spaces that you put yourself in with maybe women lifting, like something that you might not even want to lift, but it just makes you feel fired up, right? Maybe you join a run club, maybe you join something online. So motivation isn't something that I waited to come to me. I just recently went to London for an incredible event, and I wasn't feeling to go, but when I put myself in that room, I automatically felt so much better because I created that for myself, right? Now this takes me on to the third and final loop, the identity loop. Now this loop, I think, is the most important one, because going back to what I said, where motivation was driven by consequences, by other people, by things that are out of our control instead of internal regulation. This is where, when we are now working on the best versions of us, who is telling us those things on what to do? No one apart from us, apart from our own freaking selves, right? Because I know I want to continue to level up because it makes me feel good, right? But no one's coming to check my homework. No one's coming to save me, and no one's coming to save you either. So this is why it's super important to dial and anchor into your why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to level up? Why do you want to become the best version of you? And why do you want to reach your dream physique? How will it make you feel? Who will you become? Because when you get crystal clear on those things, that's when showing up, creating that momentum, going to the gym, doing those things feels so much easier, and you won't even need motivation because every single action is backed up by the fact that I am becoming XYZ. I am becoming the best version of me. And when you're so clear on that and the desire is so strong, every action that you complete, it reinforces that identity that you're becoming. Every hard thing that you need to do, it reinforces and shapes that best version of you. And this is where I also do like to use a little bit of that consequence that we used to have growing up, whether we get detention, if I don't do this thing, if I don't build the best version of me, if I don't, level up, what will happen, and how will that make me feel? Because I know for me personally, I would feel okay, but I know that I've got so much more to give, and I'm not happy with leading a life that is not fulfilling. I'm not happy with leading a life that doesn't make me feel so freaking excited every single day. So that will be my consequence of not having a fulfilling life. So those of you who are listening to this, I know that you have so much more confidence to bring out for yourself. You've got so much leveling up to do from a place of, you know what, I just want to see what my best capabilities are. I just want to see exactly who I can become when I go all in on me, because it's fun, right? So for you, bringing in together the desire, the why, the identity, and a little bit of that consequence is going to be a powerful combination. And this is when all of the behaviors, the momentum, the action actually sticks and actually continues to follow through seamlessly, very easily, because you've got all of these loops working together, and you can now access them on demand to increase your motivation whenever you need it. So you're welcome. Go check out my other video of how to train strategically for your hourglass physique, so you can combine the mindset, you can combine the strategy together to unlock your dreamiest hourglass physique.